Let's change the high pressure pump filter on the old OX66. Trying to decide if I'm going to pull it all the way off or just partially off enough to service it. We got 3 bolts here, here, and here. We'll remove those and then I'll start figuring out what I want to do. All right, I went ahead and decided to just go ahead and pull the whole VST off. I disconnected my high pressure lines and the low pressure line coming in and the oiler, and then the vacuum lines that come in here, disconnected those, so then I was able to pull it all off. Here's a pro tip. If you're working on Japanese motors and you don't have a set of JIT Phillips screwdrivers, get you one, because their Phillips heads are just a little bit different. And I've done this for years, and it keeps you from stripping out the screws so easily. I'm going to pull the screws out here and pull the top off the VST, and I'll be back. All right, we got our screws out. We're going to lift the top of the VST off and see what we see. I'm looking to see if I see any gunk in there. And we're going to swap out, I got a little bit of trash on this filter. We're going to change out this filter. So if you need the part number for the filter, there's the part number for the filter for this. This is a 200 OX66, the VMAX, and it's really the same for 200 through 250. So there you go. All right, I went ahead and took the old filter off. You got a little keeper back here on this little pin. So this is the piece that goes over there. And then you're going to push that new filter up and then look to make sure you're getting behind that keeper and just slide that in. So that's really all there is to that one. Now, since I'm already in here, I went ahead and undid the 2 nuts that were on top of the high pressure pump. I wanted to go ahead and pull it out and inspect. There's O-rings that seal those shafts, and this is where the fuel actually comes out and is pressurized. I wanted to just kind of look at these O-rings and make sure everything looked okay. They're nice and round, not flattened anywhere. So since I'm in here, I mean, it was just a couple of nuts, and then I can go ahead and take a look at this and see how it looks. So this looks good. We'll be putting this back in. Before we put that high pressure pump back in, there's one more thing we're going to check. This is your fuel pressure regulator. So there's a screen in here, and sometimes that can get clogged. And again, once you got this thing off and you're going through it, you might as well look at everything and make sure it looks right. So I'll be back after I get this fuel pressure regulator off. All right, we got the 2 screws off for this pressure regulator, so let's slide that out and see how that looks. So you want to check the O-ring and see how that's doing. That looks a little flattened. I may go see if I have an O-ring for that. But the main thing you want to check is there's a little screen right here. And I can't tell, I'm going to probably pop that out and take a look at it. But sometimes this gets trash in it, and if it does, then it'll impact your fuel pressure and what it believes it is. All right, here's the screen that was out of the fuel pressure regulator. I do have some junk on there, so I'm going to clean that off and blow that out, and then we can put it back together. I found it's okay to reuse this screen. They're pretty hardy, so just clean them off and keep using them till there's a little plastic piece around here. If this gets brittle and it starts breaking, then you got to replace it. But I'm okay reusing it, cleaning it and reusing it. So here's a pro tip for what I'll call part 1. That little screen I was showing you, be very careful with that. I was out in my garage blowing compressed air through it. My wife came out there and started talking to me, and I launched that thing into next week. There's no finding it. So I've got parts coming, and I'm actually going to replace some extra O-rings, and I'll walk you through pulling that pressure regulator apart on that VST and how you replace the O-rings in it. So once parts come in, I'll come up with part 2, and you can see how that VST goes back together. Thanks for watching.